Hey everyone, Amy from Two Oaks Farmstead here, and it's been a little bit since I've gotten on here and done a few things, shown you what's going on, so I'm planning on cramming, basically. I've got so many things going on right now, and I can't, this past few months, with all of the Corona shutdowns and this and that, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've continued working. Nothing has changed for me, but I've been a little bit down. I don't know if the rest of you have been, but it's just, maybe I'm just really irritated. Maybe that's what it is. And I'm probably going to do a rant, an off-topic rant, a little bit later because, man, I'm filled up to about here. But prior to that happening, I've got a few things to show you. One of the things, this is the time of year when we are just non-stop busy. We have so many things going on here. One of the things, obviously, the gardening, and you're harvesting and then preserving and everything. But one of the things that I like to do, I grow quite a few herbs, and most of my herbs, I do a lot of culinary herbs, but most of my herbs are medicinal. I really like, for years, I've made medicines for my family, and actually I sell a lot of the salves and that kind of thing that we do. Tinctures is one of the things that I am particularly fond of. It's a great way to administer the health benefits of a lot of these herbs. Natural things that God gave us right here on the earth to help us. And we're going to go over, once I get them collected, I'm going to go in and show you how to put the tinctures together. But so we'll go over at that time what some of the benefits are of using these. But I want to start with my Echinacea. Now, I tried for several years to grow Echinacea, and one thing after another happened, and I just wasn't able to make it happen until a couple years ago. I finally got some started from seed without a problem. We didn't have a hailstorm that ruined everything. I mean, it was just amazing. But ever since then, and I planted them in 4 different locations, just a few. And right now I have 4 locations of Echinacea that are just blowing up. And I'm just so happy. They're beautiful, for one. I do Echinacea purpurea, and they're so beautiful. It's almost a shame to have to cut them for making this stuff. I already gathered quite a few for an Echinacea oil that I've got sitting in there. But now it's time for Echinacea Tincture. And so I'm going to get going, and you can see I have to be really careful because the bees and bumblebees and all that really love this stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and get started cutting on some of these. And what I do, you use the flower and the leaves. You can even use the stem in this. But what I like to do is just cut it back to a growth point, like one of the nodes. I don't like to just cut it in the middle of everything. But I just grab a basket full of them. Watch out, kitty cat. I'm not going to grab every one of them because I'm only going to do, at least today, I'm only going to do 1 jar of tincture. Now, what a tincture is, it's basically an alcohol extract of the volatile oils, the good stuff, the benefits in the herb. And this is such, Echinacea has such great benefits. Most of the time, people think of Echinacea in terms of its immune boosting properties. And that's what I'm going for. Here we have all this stuff going on with the coronavirus. We'll have flu season coming up again soon. We don't do shots like the flu shots and all that, and I can tell you for sure we're not doing the Bill Gates vaccination. So we will be continuing as we always have with our herbal medicines and natural healing, and rely on what God has given us to keep us healthy. It's worked so far. But I'm going to go ahead and grab these. Now, one of the other things that I'm going to add into my Echinacea tincture is chamomile. That's something that I grow all over my garden. I mean, literally, I just kind of sprinkle it everywhere. Love chamomile tea, but it's got, obviously, chamomile tea tastes great, but it's also got really wonderful health benefits as well. So I'm going to just grab a few more here. And actually, I think that's probably good enough for that. Then I'm going to go ahead and run over to some of my chamomile. I'll show you how I pluck those. They're super easy to pull. And then I'm going to move on to my lemon balm. And I'm going to do 2 tinctures today, an Echinacea chamomile tincture and then a lemon balm tincture. And I'll show you how that goes and give you a good idea of what the benefits are related there. Okay, so here I am with the chamomile, and it's such an easy plant to collect from. I literally just put my fingers underneath the blossoms and pull. That's and chamomile. Now, I love chamomile tea. I always grow it. It's great for the garden too. It's a great companion plant for a lot of my garden. But I love chamomile tea. It's wonderfully soothing, especially at night if you're having trouble sleeping. It's terrific for kids if they're having trouble sleeping because it's not got all the heavy stuff in it that you get from actual sleeping stuff. But I'm going to grab a bundle of it to go with my Echinacea, and then we'll move on to the lemon balm, which I have already cut back at least once this year. Lemon balm is one that, it's terrific for a tea. In fact, I'll tell you this. I've been pregnant multiple times. I've got like 5 kids. But when I was pregnant with my little ones, my daughter, I had a great big stand of lemon balm. And my daughter, bless her sweet little heart, she learned so quickly. And I had awful indigestion with all of my kids. And when she could tell, when I was having some problems with that, she would run out front to the lemon balm, grab a handful, and come in and make me a cup of lemon balm tea. And I'm telling you, that saved me because I was having so much trouble with all of the horrible indigestion that I know that you ladies who've had babies, I know that I'm not the only one with that issue. But that's something that if you don't know, now you know, because that's something that will really help you. If you have indigestion during pregnancy, lemon balm tea, of course, it'll help you without pregnancy as well. But pregnancy is when people have so much trouble with indigestion, and you can't take much, over-the-counter medicines or anything like that because it could cause harm to your baby. But the lemon balm tea is very, very healthy and beneficial. So Now I'm going to go ahead and I may pick a few more of these before I get going, and but I think I've got quite a few here. See how awesome that is? Love chamomile. But I'm going to go ahead and move on now to the lemon balm, and I'll show you that. It's super, super easy. And then we're going to go inside and make some tinctures. Okay, so now I'm over here at my lemon balm. And I've already cut this back. Well, it was about down here. I cut a considerable portion off of it already this year. But now I'm going to go ahead and cut some more for the tincture. And all I'm going to do, it's good actually to trim these back. And gives them, more gumption to grow. But so I like to trim them back. I love to be able to come out here though and get some fresh lemon balm for tea. And lemon balm is also really great for a lot of other culinary endeavors. Lemon balm pesto. I made that last year. That's really terrific. In fact, I made a ton of it and froze it so that we could, continue having it. Now, what I'm going to do with these once I get inside is rinse them out really good. Make sure the bugs are gone. Pull back any browned leaves, which, that happens. And just make sure it's all good, nice, green, healthy stuff. And then I will get them into the tincture. And I will show you all of that. Hey guys, I'm back now. I picked my lemon balm and I picked my echinacea and chamomile, and I'm ready to start putting together tinctures. Now I've already rinsed them and I've had them kind of sitting on these towels to drain off and everything. And I'm starting with the lemon balm. Got the glasses on so I can make sure that I can pull off any bad leaves, anything that's turned brown. But what I like to do is just kind of pull the leaves off the stems. It's actually pretty easy. You just kind of run through. That wonderful lemon balm smell is just going to kind of fill the air around me. But anyway, while I'm doing this, I wanted to I went ahead and jotted down, because my memory is not so great these days. I went ahead and jotted down some health benefits from some of this stuff. I wanted to just give you a kind of an idea of what you're looking at when you use lemon balm. And I suggest, honestly, if you garden, if you grow anything, our healing herbs, natural, tea herbs and that kind of thing are a wonderful thing to add to your garden. But I'm going to tell you, okay, the lemon balm, here are some of its benefits. For one, the whole idea of the lemon balm is that it calms the nervous system, which is a terrific thing all by itself, because it that affects so many different things. And let me look here. It helps to relieve stress and anxiety. So that's a terrific thing. Something that is great for me. Those of us who have, anyone who's ever dealt with any kind of PTSD. Any of you who follow me know that I have been through a couple different wars, and I have a few, issues with anxiety after that. And it's certainly something that I like to kind of keep a handle on. But this is one of those things that can naturally do that. When I got out of the Army, or actually when I was still in, and they were treating me after the last war, the first thing that they do is they just kind of start prescribing heavy medications. And of course, when you're in, you can't really refuse them. You have to take what they prescribe you, and that's that. But my first chance that I got, I went ahead and pulled myself off of them. Some of them I had to wean myself off of them because you're not supposed to come off of them that quickly. But I really hate taking heavy medications. I honestly would just rather take something natural and and heal myself that way. And these kind of things really, really do that. And they're okay. That's not just me saying that. That's not just some hippy dippy person that says, "Hey, eat some greens and you'll be good." There are actual medical studies that show that these various herbs have significant healing factors. Okay? So it's not just me, and you can look those up. You don't have to take my word for it. You can absolutely look them up. A few more of those. Okay, so it also helps reduce fevers. So especially in children, this is an herb that is absolutely safe to use on children, safe to use during pregnancy. And it's terrific in helping to reduce fevers. So that's a great thing to keep in mind. So it's great to keep on hand. Now, if you're growing it, you can always just run out and grab some and make some lemon balm tea, which, by the way, is delicious. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you don't, if you want to do a tincture, then that's a terrific way to administer the health benefits of this herb, of a lot of different herbs actually. Okay, next, it's antiviral. It has antiviral properties. Considering the situation that we are currently in with the whole COVID nonsense and all that, it's great. It's a great idea. No, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. I am not saying that there's no coronavirus. I'm saying that there is absolutely a coronavirus that China created, and it is now here. Then we're having to deal with it. But most people aren't having horrible outcomes. Literally most. When I say most, it is seriously most. I've already had it. My family's already had it. We've already gone through it. Did it suck? Yeah, but so does the flu. And, everyone hates being sick, no matter what kind of sick it is. But I certainly don't want to have to deal with all the heavy medications, and I daggum sure not going to go on a ventilator because the ventilators are apparently killing everybody. Okay, moving on. So it's antiviral, so it's a great thing to have. In fact, a lot of studies have shown that it's terrific in keeping yourself safe from a virus if you've been exposed. So these are medical studies that have shown this. Okay, and you can look that up. Okay, so next, indigestion. That I mentioned that earlier, that as a pregnant woman, I had horrible indigestion, and lemon balm tea was literally the only thing that would help me. Okay. Menstrual issues. It's been shown to have good effects on menstrual issues, cramping and that kind of thing. IBS. A lot of people deal with that. And lemon balm has been shown to have good effects on the treatment of that. Increased cognitive function. That is with like memory and things like that. I'm going to up my dosage because I'm having some serious memory issues these days. Okay. It has been shown to aid in the treatment of diabetes. So that's terrific. So much of America is plagued with diabetes these days. All that fast food and whatnot. Some of it is just hereditary. But it has been shown to aid in the treatment of diabetes. So that is fantastic. And okay, treating sleep disorders in menopause. Can I get a hell yeah? I am telling you right now, as someone who is currently entering the whole menopause situation, that stuff is nonsense. And anything at all that will help is a-okay with me. So if this is the kind of thing that will help aid that, then man, I say garden your whole garden. Put it everywhere. Make sure you've got it on hand if you are getting anywhere near that, or if you have friends that are. Okay, so the next thing that I wrote, okay, it has been shown in studies to help treat cold sores, also nausea. It's been shown to help in lowering blood pressure, relieving stress headaches, and toothaches. Apparently, this has been something that has been used for years and I mean, like long time. Indians, Native Americans, early indigenous people in America used lemon balm for a variety of things, but one of the things was treating toothaches. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm going to go ahead and start getting these that I've already pulled into I'm doing a quart size mason jar here. I've got a bunch of it, and I want to make a bunch of tincture, and I'm probably going to be making quite a bit more. I've got a lot of it, so I'm probably going to be making quite a bit more. Like I said before, I sell a lot of my medicinal herbs, and they're what I use them to make. Okay, that actually looks about right for this one. When you're using the fresh herb, you want to fill it about 2/3 full. Now, one of the things that you can do now in this one, what you can do is you can kind of give it a big, kind of a rough chop. The more surface area for the alcohol to get in there and extract the healing benefits of it, the better. But I've been, scraping it out, and I'm tearing them up as I do. So this one's going to be fun. So I am going to move this aside. I'm going to go ahead and like put together the Echinacea Chamomile one before I pull out the alcohol. Then I will show you what I'm doing on that one. Okay, so now I'm down to the Echinacea and Chamomile tincture. I'm putting the two together because they both got terrific benefits. They go well together, and the chamomile flavor kind of helps cut the strong Echinacea flavor. But I wanted to show you, I've already rinsed, and I went ahead and pulled the stems out. I've got the flower heads and the leaves, and I've got bits of chamomile here. But what I'm going to do is just go ahead and give it all a chop. I want to make as much surface area, I guess, for the alcohol to get in there and get to all the good stuff and start extracting all of that. That smells wonderful. But I'm going to go ahead and get in here and chop as much as I can and start filling up the jar. Once again, I'll go 2/3 full, maybe up to 3/4 full, depending on how much I smush it down. I don't want to read my notes to you while I'm chopping because I might end up with fingers in here. Now, I'll tell you real quick what kind of alcohol I'll be using for my tinctures. Most tinctures, call for like a basic vodka. That's I'm going to pull it out and show you, and or an Everclear, like I think I call it grain alcohol. And it's kind of funny. I knew I was going to be making some tinctures, and I went to the liquor store and searched for what I needed. You don't have to get the fancy stuff. You don't have to get the expensive stuff. You're just wanting to get that particular kind, that proof of alcohol. And I came home with it, and my boys looked at me like I had lost my mind. Mom, what are you doing with that? So I explained to them what it was for. I'm not going to be out here guzzling it or anything. High school is over. Okay, so I've got a few of them here, and I've chopped them up. Let's see how far we can get with this much. May have to stop with some of this, and I want to go ahead and grab some of that chamomile and make sure I get that in here. The chamomile I will not have to chop up because it is already so little and delicate that alcohol will absolutely infuse the chamomile. Now, what I'll do, we're going to set these in, I'm going to put them in my pantry because you want them out of direct sunlight. I'm going to put them in there. It'll be dark. It'll be temperature controlled. And so I'm going to kind of set it in the back of my pantry. But I'm going to come back around every other day or so and shake it, just kind of give it a good shake. Make sure that everything is getting really good and mixed in. Yeah, we got some more room in there. That's good. All the little creepy crawlies that are on the flowers, I try to rinse them off, but then you set them out on your towel to dry because you don't want all that water in there. Set them out on your towel to dry, and then they start kind of crawling around every night because I do this a lot. So every night that happens, and I wake up the next morning. Of course, they die really quickly inside the house. I don't know. I don't have poison in here. But I wake up the next morning and I've got like a bunch of little bugs that crawled off of my stuff laying there. Let's see. Okay, I've got some more room for Echinacea. Okay, I think we're good there. All right. So the next step is going to be adding the liquor to it that will extract the good stuff out of the herbs, and then we will talk more about how to finish this up. Okay, so now I can give you the benefits of the echinacea and the chamomile now that I won't cut my fingers off. On the echinacea, everyone knows that it's an immune system booster. But it also has been shown to alleviate pain from a variety of different things, can be a laxative depending on the amount used. It is an anti-inflammatory agent. It has been shown in research by the NIH, the National Institute of Health, to fight brain cancer. Can you believe that? It was shown in the study. It shows that it has significant. I guess it plays a role in shrinking tumors. So that's terrific. It improves skin health, improving hydration and reducing wrinkles. Hello. That is something that I will be using my echinacea oil that I pointed out in my skincare product. So that's a really good additive. It has been shown to support mental health and having a good effect on anxiety, depression, and social phobias. So that's a really good thing for it. That's with the tincture. That's a easy way to administer that with those benefits. It also has been shown in many studies to relieve upper respiratory issues, which what's everyone going through right now? issues with corona. A lot of that is upper respiratory, and so that this can help there. And it's also been shown to fight infections. Now, on the chamomile that I added to that, the things that are great benefits with it, for one, it supports digestion. Also, great for skin health. It is antibacterial. It is anti-inflammatory. It relieves stress, which everyone knows that. You drink a cup of chamomile tea when you're a little stressed, or in the evenings before you go to bed. It's also a very good antioxidant, and it has shown to have anti-cancer properties. I suggest you guys look these up for yourselves. It's always great to do the research and see what's really there, and all of the great benefits of it. But I can tell you that there's all kinds of information out there on how wonderful that these particular natural herbs are that are growing right around us, and what we can do to help ourselves heal ourselves. Okay, so this is the last little bit of putting together the tinctures. Excuse me. Okay, so I've got my Echinacea chamomile, and I've got my lemon balm. Now, I went to the store and bought vodka, which is 80 proof, and Everclear, which, something like that. It's close. It's Gym Clear or whatever. That is 190 proof. Okay, this is cold grain alcohol. I didn't know that until just recently, like what that actually meant. But super strong. You want to use this for sure, like just straight this, if you're going to be making tinctures of resins and roots, things like that, things that are much harder to dissolve, I guess. Most herbs can just be done with vodka. I've actually seen people do rum as well, and so I'm sure it would taste better then. But some of them call for doing a mixture. Now, today I'm just doing the vodka, if I've got enough. So what I'm going to do, I've already got them 2/3 full. This is a quart jar. I've got them 2/3 full, and I'm just going to fill them up with the alcohol. Now, what the recommendations are, as far as letting these sit, is like 1 to 3 months. If you leave it longer, it's not going to hurt anything. But you want to go at least the 4 weeks. Let it have time to fully infuse all of the good stuff from the herbs into the vodka, because what's going to happen after that, once it's done, you're going to strain it, get all of this stuff out, and you're going to put it into little bottles, like dropper bottles. You want to use like the amber colored or the cobalt blue. That's how they sell them. But you want the dark ones. You don't want the light and whatnot to be able to get into them. You want to keep them protected in that way. And I'll tell you this about dosage. A lot of the dosage obviously depends on age and size. It's all over. You can find it anywhere. It's kind of like building a bomb. You can find it on the internet. Tiny bit left there. But it's everywhere. You can look up, and I would suggest, this is what I do, I look up multiple different sources to make sure that I get good information. I never, ever just go with one source. Okay, that looks like I've got the air bubbles up from the bottom, kind of like canning. And Everything seems to be fully coated. Now I'm going to put my lids onto these, and I'm going to stick them in the pantry. I'm going to make myself a note to go by every other day and just give it a little shake. Just make sure that everything is still down below the water level or liquor level, and make sure that it's getting kind of sloshed around and gets a good chance to really pull those healing powers out of those herbs. A liquor extract, a vodka extract, or what have you, is one of the best ways to pull those wonderful benefits out of these herbs. There are other ways you can do, like a non-alcoholic way to do it is with glycerins. We don't have a problem using the alcohol for it. It's kind of like doing cough medicine or something. It's got that in there. Our family doesn't have an issue with that, but I would go ahead and put that out there in case that is an issue. You can absolutely do these do a glycerin instead of the alcohol. Of course, there's always essential oils, and I'll show you what I've got. Now, this is not what's actually called an essential oil. You have to distill those. It's a process that I don't really want to go through. But I have made recently, I think last week, the 16th of June, I started a calendula oil and an echinacea oil. So I've got them sitting here doing their thing, and I will be able to use them in about a month or so, month and a half, and I will be able to use them in a lot of the different things that I make. Salves, skincare products, these are excellent for that. And of course, these right here are going to be here to help supplement the health of my family and others. So if you guys have any questions, please send them in. I try to answer every single question that I get. I'm happy to visit about it. And then if you have any others that you'd like to know about, anything else that you'd like to see, guys, go ahead and let me know. I'm more than willing to look into some things if it's not something that I normally do, or I'm willing to jump in and show you another process if it's something that you're really interested in. But don't forget to go ahead and like the video and follow us, and you'll be able to get a whole lot more of this kind of thing. Now that we're into this part of the season, there's going to be so much more coming out. And now that I've gotten past my funk with the whole Corona shutdown stuff, I'm probably going to be a little bit more active again. Sorry about the middle there, where I really wasn't. I was just hanging out here on the farm and staying away from everything else. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And just let me know what you think, and if you have any more questions. We'll see you next time.